So what's up? What's been up? This is the real, authentic me. Hi, I'm Kieran, the voice and face behind Dr.EcLiPsE. And I wanted to come on here and tell every single one of you that I love you and that I appreciate you coming to my streams and to my videos. I've been doing okay and better, and I'm bettering myself. I've been growing as a person, which we're going to get into all of the reasons why that is true in a little bit. But I'd like to preface before we begin with this that there will not be any cuts. There will not be any edits. I will not be deleting anything that I talk about or even my stutters, because I want this to be the authentic me, like we are having a conversation and that I'm telling you everything that has been on my mind and been in my life. So hi, again, I'm Kieran. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a little weird, to say the least. I play video games on the internet. I mean, nobody's gonna be normal that does that. I mean, I talk to invisible or people that I can't see and that I probably will never meet in my life. And I choose to play video games for them because that's going to make them smile, or I hope so. And that's what makes me smile, is making other people smile, making you smile. And what I think people don't realize is that I'm just a regular guy. Like Corey Kenshin said, we're all just regular people. If I get clout, I'm not saying that I'm doing this just to get clout, but if I get clout, then I don't want to be held as an idol. I can be an inspiration for you to start content, sure. That's completely fine. I can do this to make you smile, yes. But I don't want to be held as some saint. I'm not a saint. Believe me, I've done questionable things. I don't want to say bad things because, I mean, bad things sounds like I do illegal shit for fun, but I don't do illegal things, but I do questionable things. For example, I once used to hold myself at a higher value than I held other people. I used to think that everything needed to be what I wanted and not what other people wanted. When I was so consistent and I was loud and I was obnoxious and things like that, I was waking up my parents almost every single night doing YouTube, and they were not happy. They weren't happy. But my thing is that I didn't care at the time. I care now a lot, and that's why when I actually have the free time to be able to do a stream, it's usually too late. Because I don't want to be too loud to the point to where I wake up my parents. Because my 5 values in life, I have 5, is God, family, friends, so YouTube, and then school and soccer. Those come hand in hand, and the reason why is because I do soccer because of school. But my main thing is that, again, I'm a dude. I'm a normal dude. I'm just regular. I stream and play video games on the internet sometimes. Not all the time, because we've seen my upload schedule. But I'm not ever gonna make this feel like a chore, because I've said this a couple times on stream, but I cannot preface this enough. I don't ever want to feel like I have to do this or that this is a chore, because once it becomes a chore, then it becomes unfun. This is so fun for me to do, and this is fun what I'm doing right now. I'm having fun with this because I don't ever want it to be, I don't ever want it to become a chore, because I don't want it to be unfun. I want to keep doing what I do as a passion. Because I've always had a passion for uploading videos and making videos. I tried it when I was in elementary school. I played freaking Stop It Robot. I don't know where that channel is, but I played Stop It Robot. Or Give Up Robot, sorry. Give Up Robot. And I thought it was one of the hardest games I'd ever played. But then I got older and I never did it again up until now. Up until I was 17 years old and I started making videos again. I realized that I have fun with what I do and that this is just something I do for fun. If it becomes a job, then so be it. It becomes a job, but I will enjoy that job. I won't ever make it a job because it'll be something I do for fun. And that's what I think a lot of people don't realize, is that we need to do things for fun and not for ourselves. So I personally think that the more you do for yourself as far as building who you are as a person and building who you want to be, that's beneficial in life, is becoming who you want to be, not what somebody else wants to be. I've always wanted to be a good person, mature, and a really good man. But when I was 17, 18, almost all of my 18 years, but when I was 18, or up until I was 18, or not until I was 18, we'll call it 18 and 7/8. 18 and 7/8. So last 2 months of, well, since July. We'll just call it since July. So since July, or before July, I was a really immature person. I was always loud, I was obnoxious, and honestly somewhat manipulative. I was that person. But now that person's gone. Who I am now is I try to be kind, respectful, and loving of all people, because I don't think that nobody deserves respect. The only people I do think don't deserve respect is, can I say that on YouTube? Preds. We'll call them Preds. I think those people don't deserve respect because it's obviously biblical in my time, or in my mind. But other than that, I feel like everybody deserves respect in one way or another. I don't think you should walk up to somebody and just be like, you're a dick, for no reason. Like, just be a dick. I don't think you should just be a dick. I think that even something as simple as holding the door open for someone could make their entire day, because maybe they didn't have someone to hold the door for them and they were struggling with their shoulder or something. Maybe their shoulder hurt and they couldn't open doors that well. Maybe they're old and they need help. But being a good person doesn't just mean being respectful to everyone and then going around and talking about, like, oh yeah, I don't like this person because of somebody said about them. That's another thing, actually. Let's get into that. I posted a video on my TikTok and I called it, and I didn't say anything as far as the caption, but I think that people just don't like people based on what somebody else has told them. People didn't like me for many reasons, but mainly because they didn't know who I really was, but they didn't care to know because they just was told by someone else that I'm not a good person. And that's how that ended, is that they just didn't like me because they were told that I wasn't a good person. But now, if they would have met this version, or if they would have actually came up and talked to me, I don't think that they would be saying that they don't like me. Because everybody needs to just meet somebody before they just go and decide, I'm not going to like that person. And the reason for that is because I don't think that people deserve that type of treatment. I don't think people ever deserve that type of treatment, is to just disregard what somebody had once said, or disregard who they are and just go off of, oh, I don't like them because they're mean to my friend. I have friends that are friends with people that I don't personally enjoy being around, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to go tell them to not be their friend because I don't like them. That's bullshit, is what that is. That is childish, is what that is. If somebody is nice to one person and that person is really good to them, then that person can go be good to them, and it doesn't affect me, because I will have my friend that I know is my friend is not going to switch up on me. But maybe I'll tell them, hey, maybe don't believe what they say about me just because they don't like me. Because that's what this has come to. That's what people have decided is the norm, is to just go tell people, oh, don't be friends with that guy. He's weird. He's ugly. He's unfunny. He's smart, or he's dumb. He's an asshole. Like, these type of things are not acceptable as a society. They should not be the norm. If you want people to think of you as a good person, then you need to be that, and respect all and love all on how, and treat people how you would like to be treated. And I say that because that's something people don't do, is they don't care. But anyway, that's off topic. I'm here to talk about where I've been. I've been grinding, not on anything as far as like, oh, I'm gonna go drop this big book or something like that, or I'm gonna go drop a biography of my life. No, I've been grinding on myself and my mental health. I've been a little strange in life. Obviously, when I first came back again, and I had back to the regular uploads, and I had titled the stream "I'm Back," and it was in all lowercase and ... Some of my friends thought I was losing passion for YouTube. I wasn't. I was in the middle of one of the biggest depressive episodes I've ever had. That doesn't mean I want attention, okay? I don't want you to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because you don't know me. Let's be real, you don't know me. And I'm not trying to say that to be an asshole, but you don't know me. And it's simple as that. I mean, that's something a lot of people don't realize, is that they don't know me. There's somebody in my life who I've known for many years, and they know me very well. And that's somebody that I will always trust, and I've broken their trust before when I was a child. But now I'm grown, or I'm growing. I'm not grown. I should have never said that I was grown. I'm not grown. I'm growing. And I'm still learning how to be someone good. And obviously, I still fuck up every now and again. Sorry, I was thirsty. Went to the movies earlier. Anyway, I'm still growing and learning how to be a great person. And that's something that I've always strived to be in my life. I thoroughly enjoy doing what I do because of my life and how it is. That's why I say I do what I do. I do YouTube. I do college, soccer. I do a job. I have a job. I am very close with my family and my friends that I've decided to keep close. And a lot of people have faded from my life, but that is okay. And the reason why that is okay is because those are people that now don't need to be in my life, because they were keeping me here when I wanted to be here. Now I'm like here, but I was here. They kept me here. The people that I've weeded out of my life have kept me here and not where I want to be, which is up here. I'm about here, okay? I still got a long way to go. Don't worry. I got a long way to go. But what I think is that I wanted to tell you where I've been as far as my mental health and things like that, which that has been better. that's been going better, is what I should say. I'm growing, and I'm realizing that I don't need to rely on a ton of people to be happy. I have one person that I keep really, really close. That is the person that I will always trust, no matter what. And she's great. I will never choose to say, oh, I'm growing because I have to grow. I needed to grow to about where I am right now to be able to be stable. Now I just want to be better because I've always wanted to be better. And that's not saying that I want to be better than anybody else. I want to be better than everybody else. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want to be better than the current version of myself that I am. I'd like to be more humble. I'd like to be less carefree, because I'm still pretty carefree. I would like to be better as far as who I am. And it's simple as that. It's not saying that I need to be better than everybody else, like I just said. So don't think that. And one of the last things I want to talk about is I just slipped my mind. So I don't know exactly what it was. I don't ever want this to be a chore. I already said that though, didn't I? But I'll say it again. I don't ever want this YouTube thing to be a chore. That's why I'm sitting here in my car, where I found all of a sudden the motivation to be able to do a video like this is to have I have a heart-to-heart where I just talk. There's no music. I could be playing music, but I'm not. And the reason for that is because I want this to be as myself as I can be. And I don't need to always have music. But another thing, like I said, I don't want to be some idol. I don't want to be a saint, because I'm not. I've said that. I told you the reasons why I'm not a saint. There's a number of other things, but I'd rather not expose myself like that, because honestly, it's just private business at that point. But I think that people don't realize that they need to be better to people, and I think that's what society as a whole needs, is to be better to other people, not better than people. That's what's wrong, and that's what I wanted to talk about, is everybody needs or has this need to be better than everybody else, and they don't need to be. You don't need to be better than anybody else. You need to be better than who you were yesterday, and that's the truth. You don't need to be some asshole because you think that you're better than this person, because nobody is better than anybody. We have the same blood. We bleed red. We have 206 bones. We all either have an XX chromosome or an XY chromosome. It does not matter who you want to be. It matters who you are as a person. I don't care. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. I don't care what you want to be. I don't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or what else. I don't care about any of that. I care about who you are as a person, because that's what matters. If you're some douchebag who thinks he's better than everybody else or thinks she's better than everybody else all the time, I don't want to associate with you. And that's so the truth for me. I will not associate with somebody who just thinks that they're better than everybody else, because that is narcissism at its finest. You don't need that in your life. So if you have that in your life, why? Why do you continue to have it in your life? To have somebody constantly think they're better than you and that you don't matter, because you matter so much and you just don't realize it yet. You don't realize how much you matter in the grand scheme of things. If I were to vanish, my entire team would be devastated. Am I the best soccer player? No. But they would be devastated because they love me. And that's a good thing, is that they want to be around me. And that I love, because they would be quite upset if I just vanished or I died or something like that. And that's what people don't realize. My family, my friends would all be devastated without me around. Maybe even you guys, I don't know. But your family, your friends, your life would be gone without you in this world. And that's what's important, is realizing that you matter so much. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because you matter in life. You matter so much. I don't know what I would do without the people I've met in my life, especially my multiple year person that I can't say because I don't want to say her name in this and out her like that. But you matter, okay? I don't know what I would do without anybody in my life that I've met. Obviously, there's people that I don't like that I would still be upset if they were gone, because at one point, I knew that person. Like, if somebody I knew or that I didn't like was in high school, I wouldn't want them to die or go somewhere. I'd be like, oh man, that sucks. Because it does suck. Because imagine, like, I don't like them personally, sure, but imagine their family and their friends that do love and like them. That's important. They were important to them. Maybe they weren't as important to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to go out of my way to go be an asshole. Because what if being an asshole one day pushes them over the edge? Think about that. If you will decide to be an asshole to somebody because you want to be an asshole for no apparent reason at all, then imagine you push them over to the edge. They're on the edge of this bridge right here. Okay, this is the bridge. They're on the edge, and they have 2 feet on here. They're perfectly fine. You're an asshole. Or maybe their family was rude that day, and they're already slipping. And then they're already close. They're already super close to slipping. And then you're an asshole, and then that weight pushes them over the edge, and they're gone. Imagine that for a second before you decide to be an asshole to somebody that you don't know, that you don't actually know, or that you think you know, but you don't. Imagine that for a second before you decide to just go out of your way to be a dick. That's not me scolding you guys, because again, this is the real authentic me. I'm just talking at this point. I'm talking about what I want, because I feel like I can talk about what I want here. I don't think that people just need to be assholes. I think everybody needs to love or treat, or not. You don't even have to love that person. You don't even have to like that person. You just have to give them some kind of respect. And that's the truth. You don't need to go out of your way to be an absolute dickhead because you feel like it. Just freaking talk to them maybe once. Like if they say, hey, how's your day going? Good. How about yours? Not, I don't know, go away. That doesn't help anybody. The least you could do is say hi. If they say hi back. That's the least you could, oh shit. That's the least you could do, is just say hi. That's it. That's all you need to do to be a better person, is just give them the decency to respect them. Or if they're in front of, or if they're behind you and they got a lot of stuff in their hands and they can't quite open the door by themselves, don't just walk through that door and leave it to close. Hold that door open, because damn it, that's what people need to do, is just be nicer. If I don't like somebody, there's somebody I don't like that I used to go to high school with. If I saw them holding a bunch of stuff in their hands and they couldn't open a door, I'm going to open the door. Because maybe that's all they needed that day. Maybe they had enough on their plate and they just needed someone to help them open the door. Look at that. You made their day just by opening the door and giving them some respect. But I'm getting off topic. My point is, I'm a regular dude, like Corey Kenshin, like anybody else. I'm a regular guy, like exactly what Corey Kenshin said. I'm a regular guy, and I'm trying to grow and be a better person. And with that, I don't think that this should be a chore. This YouTube thing should be a chore. I want to do what I do to make people smile and to make people laugh. And excuse me. And last but not least, I love you all. Thanks for watching my near 30-minute rant. The real Eclipse, or Dr.EcLiPsE now. Signing off.